Hello there! Welcome to my channel. In today's video, you're going to learn about solving quadratic equations by extracting square roots. So let's get started. But before that, we're going to have a review first. I have here a set of perfect squares. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, so on and so forth. What are these numbers again? These are the result if a number is multiplied to itself twice. Other way around of asking this is, what is the square root of 9? And that is 3. What is the square root of 49? 7. What is the square root of 81? That is 9. What is the square root of 16? 4. And what is the square root of 64? And that is 8. Now, we're going to solve quadratic equation by extracting square roots. The quadratic equation in standard form is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a, b, and c are real numbers. B and C can be 0. Pwede maging 0 ang B and C natin, but not A. Hindi pwedeng maging 0 ang A kasi mawawala na yung equation at ang part na to. Mawawala na yung term na to. Hindi na siya magiging quadratic equation. But what if B is equal to 0? Ano maging equation natin pag ang B ay 0? Ibig sabihin, mawawala na yung term dito sa gitna. At yung matitira equation na lang ay ax squared plus c is equal to 0. Or ax squared is equal to c. Now, let's have an example. So I have here, look at this, 1 to 7. Number 1, x squared is equal to 9. So ito yung form ng kagaya nito. Number 2 naman, 4x squared minus 16 is equal to 0. Ax squared plus c is equal to 0. Now, tingnan nyo ang number 5. So, pwedeng maging ganito din ang form if b is equal to 0. X or quantity x plus 4 squared. So, something squared here on this side. X minus 1, quantity squared is equal to 4. Number 7, 2x squared plus 2 is equal to 26. Now, in solving quadratic equation by extracting square root, para natin ma-solve yung quadratic equations, ibig sabihin na pag sinabi nating solve, kinukuha natin yung value ng x. Hinahanap natin yung mga solutions niya na value ng x. We can apply the square root property. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng square root property? Ang square root property ay ito. If x squared is equal to c, then x is equal to positive and negative square root of c. So, ayan. Pag in-extracto natin ang square root ng both sides, ang value na natin ng x ay magiging positive and negative. Okay, so dito, ito yung iba, gumagamit sila ng letter K instead of C, but they are the same. So, x squared is equal to c or x squared is equal to k. Now, mayroon pang isang form na still pwede rin nating apply yung property, yung kagaya kanina, sa given example ko, x plus 4 quantity squared, something like that, is equal to c. Okay? So, let's apply this one now. Let's have example number 1. Okay, number 1, let's analyze this one first. X squared is equal to 9. Without thinking about the square root of property first. Ano ang ibig sabihin ng equation na to? Ang ibig sabihin niyan, hahanapin natin yung value ng x na pag in-square natin, ang sagot ay positive 9 or 9. Ano bang naisip yung value ng x na pag minultiply natin sa sarili niya, ang sagot ay 9? What about 3? 3 times 3 is 9? Correct. What about negative 3? Negative 3 times negative 3 is still positive 9. Pag nagmumultiply tayo ng pareho ng sign, ang sagot ay positive. Now, so in this case, x is equal to 3 and x is equal to negative 3. We have two solutions here. So, dalawa ang value ng x natin. Or, pag in-apply na natin ang property ng square root property, so ayan siya, ibig sabihin, in-extract natin yung square root at ito ay magiging positive and negative square root of 9. And what is positive or negative square root of 9? That is positive and negative 3. So, dalawa pa ng value ng x. 3 and negative 3. Let's have another example. Look at this one. X squared minus 25 is equal to 0. So, isolate natin yung x squared. Dapat x squared lang matitira dito. So, what are we going to do? Is to eliminate this one. In order to eliminate this, we need to apply the addition property of equality. What does it mean? Mag-add tayo ng positive 5 sa side na to para matanggal natin to, magiging equal siya sa 0. Pero dapat mag-add ka rin ng 25 sa kabilang side para maging balance ang equation. Ibig sabihin nito, magiging 0. So, anong matitira sa side na to? X squared na lang. Is equal to 0 plus 25, that is 25. So, x squared is equal to 25. Now, since this form is already in this one, pwede na nating i-extract yung square root. So, extracting the square root of both sides, that is square root of x squared is equal to positive and negative square root of 25. And what is the square root of 25? And that is 5. So, x is equal to positive and negative 5. So, we have two values of x. Solution 1 natin is 5. Our solution 2 is negative 5. Let's have another one. This time, we're going to have this different kind of given. We have now a as numerical coefficient here of x squared. So we need to rearrange into the form x squared plus, or x squared is equal to c. So what are you going to do first? Which means we need to get rid of this negative 16 first. And we need to get rid of 4. But we can do that only one by one. So what are we going to do first is to remove this negative 16. By doing that, we are just simply adding 16 on both sides of the equation. So that is plus 16 plus 16, and this is 0. On the other side, we have 0 plus 16, and that is 16. So what is left on this side is 4x squared is equal to 16. Now, hindi pa rin siya ready kasi meron pa siyang 4 na naiiwan dito. Dapat kasi x squared lang matitira dito. Following that form. So anong gagawin natin? Divide both sides by 4. So pag nag-divide tayo, divided by 4, divided by 4. So ano na maging sagot natin ngayon? Here, divided by 4, divided by 4. So what is x now? X squared is equal to 4. So ayan, mawawala. So we have x squared is equal to 16 divided by 4 is 4. Now it's the time we can apply the square root property. Look at this one. Ito ngayon ay kapareho na siya nun. So apply the square root property. So that is extracting both sides. And that is now plus and minus square root of 4. So this one, makakancel na yan. What is left here is x. And what is the square root of 4 is 2. So we have x is equal to 2, positive, and x is equal to negative 2. Okay, next example. X squared is equal to 0. What is the square root of 0? That is 0. If c is equal to 0, automatic, we have only one real solution, and that is 0. There is no positive and negative in 0, okay? Next, we have x squared is equal to 8. Okay, tingnan nyo ngayon ang given. Ready na siya to apply the square root property. Nasa ganitong form na siya. X squared is equal to c. So what are we gonna do? Is simply extract the square root. Okay, we have square root of x squared is equal to positive and negative square root of 8. Now, what is the square root of 8? 8 is not a perfect square. So, hindi tayo magkakaroon ng perfect square na sagot dito. So, ito, mawawala na yan. What is left here is x is equal to square root of 8, positive and negative. Now, hindi pa siya naka-simplify yung radical na yan. So, isi-simplify natin. That this is your knowledge now in simplifying a radical comes in. So, ngayon, ang gagawin nyo, mag-isip kayo ng number na pag minultiply natin, ang sagot ay 8 na kung saan ang isa doon ay perfect square. What about 4 times 2? Diba? 4 times 2 is 8. So, ang 4 kasi ay perfect square. So, masisimplify ko yung radical form na yan by thinking of a number na square, na perfect square siya para ma-extract ko yung square root. So, ngayon, itong 4, pwede ko ma-extract yung square root nito, pero yung 2, hindi pwede kasi hindi rin siya perfect square. Kaya kanina nagbigay ako ng mga example nagbigay ako ng mga perfect square for your reference. Now, once na ma-extract na natin yung square root ng 4, ilalabas na siya natin ng radical sign. Ang matitira na lang sa loob ay 2. So, ayan na ngayon ang x natin. X is equal to positive and negative 2 because of this 4 that we extracted the square root times the square root of 2. So, dalawa yung value natin. Una, positive 2 times the square root of 2. The other one, this is negative 2 times the square root of 2. We still have two solutions, the real solutions here. Now, what about this number 6? Look at this. This is already in this form, except this one, may kasama siyang 4. Pwede na natin kagad ma-extract yung square root. Kasi something square here and nandoon yung c, which is 16. Which means, nasa ganitong pattern na siya. Yun nga lang, may kasama siyang number here. But it doesn't matter as long that something squared. So now, we are going to extract the square root of this. So here, extracting the square root of both sides, and this one, makakancel na yan. So what is left here is x plus 4 is equal to positive and negative. What is the square root of 16? 4. So ayan. So x plus 4 is equal to positive and negative 4. Okay? So, ngayon, gagawin natin, paghiwalayin natin ito. Meron tayo, unahin natin yung plus or positive. So, x plus 4 is equal to plus 4 here. And then, sa kabilang side naman, ito yung x plus 4 is equal to negative 4. Pinaghiwalay natin ito. Okay? So, ngayon, we need to solve for x now. To solve for x, we need to add both sides of the equation by negative 4. So, this one is 0. This one is 0. And then x is equal to 0 here because positive 4 minus 4 is 0. And here, negative 4 plus negative 4 is negative 8. That is our solution for this problem. Okay? Now, we have here the last one. We have x squared is equal to negative 16. You notice here, the value of c here is negative. Now, is there any square root of negative? Can we get the square root of negative numbers? No, we cannot get the square root of negative numbers. So, I is equal to negative 1. They call it imaginary number. Now, bakit biglang pumasok tong imaginary number? Kasi magagamit natin siya sa pagsagot sa ganitong problem. Na ang I ay imaginary number, pero yung value niyan is equal to the square root of negative 1. So now, here, if that is negative 16, if you're going to extract the square root of that, magiging x squared is equal to square root of negative 16, right? Pero wala tayong negative 16. So, ang gagawin natin, i-multiply natin yung positive square root of 16 sa negative 1 or negative square root of 1. So, ayan. Diba, negative or this one is positive 16 times negative 1 still equal to negative 16. Now, pwede na natin ngayon makuha yung square root ng positive 16. And that is equal to 4. So, x is equal to positive and negative 4. Now, itong negative 1, papalitan lang natin siya ng I because I is equal to negative 1. Then, x now is equal to 4 times I. Another value for x is equal to 4 or negative 4i. Okay? So we have two complex solutions. Ito yung tinatawag nilang complex solution. They are not real solutions. And then, let's have same with this one. X squared is equal to negative 9. Again, pag kinuha natin yung square root, magiging negative 9 yan. Square root of negative 9. Walang square root ng negative 9. So, i-convert natin siya ulit. Magiging x squared is equal to the square root of positive 9 times the square root of negative 1. Follow nyo lang kung ano yung given. And then, alam natin ang square root of positive 9 is 3. So, positive and negative 3i. Again, palitan natin itong square root of negative 1 ng I. So, we have two solutions that are called complex. No real solution. And that's all for today, and thank you for watching. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.